Good morning, everyone. So good to see you again in the chat. Good morning, Anne-Marie, Silke, Daniela, and I hope more people will come in a few minutes. Yeah, it's the 18th day of our challenge, of our Inktober challenge, and there are still so many people who join me every single day. Some of you can join live, and other ones watch the recording. It's all good. It's very difficult for to find the right time for the whole world. The right time is the time that the right for me. So good morning, come on in. Okay, so for people who don't know me yet, hi, I'm Julia Henze, an artist, urban sketcher, art teacher, and your guide on this Inktober challenge. I'm also the founder of Brave Brushes Studio, a supportive community where amateur artists like you learn how to paint and to draw, have fun, and grow together. And we have classes on watercolor, gouache, markers, and now also on ink. It's not the same what we do here, of course. We practice much more. We do hatching, cross hatching. I don't know. Um, mm, we do more things that help you to develop your own style and to learn to draw. We have also classes on urban sketching, of course, and perspective, color theory, and all this stuff. And next month, we will do the whole month with colored pencils. We will draw we will learn techniques, colored pencils techniques. We will learn what, what techniques we have, what colors you can use, what uh, colored pencils are more suitable for one technique or for the other technique. And the most important thing, I think, for Brave Brush Studio is that we have a roadmap. Roadmaps, all the information is structured, and this is the best way to learn when you don't need to search for different skills to develop them. You have everything already structured for yourself. Okay, and only during the Inktober, during this month, we have 15% off the monthly subscription and 10% off the 3-month subscription. So if you want to improve your sketching, drawing, or painting skills, go to braveprocess.com and become a member of our a very, very nice and supportive community. Okay, so I see more of you are already in the chat. Good to see you all. Today we will draw a plant in a pot. But before we do that, oh yes, by the way, I got some questions about the prompts. And the prompts are, if you don't have them yet, if you just join our Inktober challenge, you can download them by clicking on the link below this video for this week. But if you already get my newsletter, you can get the link in the newsletter, in the latest newsletter, and not you don't get this extra email if you click on the link now, on the link below, okay? So just just look in your newsletter in your mailbox, and you will find the link there. Okay, now I want to announce something different, or not to announce, but it's just a small teaser for you. Next week it's a good tradition already. Let me turn on the camera or the light. Next week, on Saturday, we will draw also on YouTube. It will be a free workshop. We will paint this pumpkin, or not exactly this pumpkin, but a pumpkin like this. And of course, we will send you this Sunday all the information about where you can sign up. Keep an eye on your newsletter and on your mailbox, and sign up for this workshop. Yeah, I will announce it a little bit later also in this in the live streams. Okay, so that's all for announcements and teasers. Yeah, I think my yesterday's sketch, turned out pretty okay in the end. What do you think? I got so many very, very sweet messages from you. Thank you very much, guys. It was so good. Okay, so today is this plant in a pot, and here I think here is the challenge. I'm going to draw it, by the way, with my Ellington pen, and it's just a blue color, one color. And the challenge here, I think, is that it's not a very exciting object, right? But how can we make it look interesting? So this will be the challenge for me and for you today. So if you use colors, it will be much easier to make it beautiful. If you don't, then you need to do something with, I don't know, maybe some textures, maybe hatching, cross hatching, something like that. Maybe vary the line of them, of your, the thickness of the line. So yeah, just let's start. And another challenge is the same as in with a fire hydrant, is that it's a symmetrical object, and it should keep it symmetrical. I mean, I think it would be better to keep it symmetrical. So for that, we need to mark some parts, because if you draw in the same way as I do, you don't use a pencil. And that means that drawing a symmetrical object is a little bit more complicated than when you do use a pencil. But look at this, I think it looks quite symmetrical. So you just mark some, you make some marks for yourself, and then draw these lines. And as you can see, the lines are a little bit bent, and that's because we have some perspective here. Okay, I think that's already a good suggestion, or a good drawing actually, of the pot. And so we always start with the largest shapes, and here it's the pot, and then we can add the line for the back side of this. It's actually kind of bucket, I think, not really a pot. And then we can add the leaves here. Let me see. They are kind of heart shaped, I think. So we can draw them. We don't need to draw exactly the same. shapes, what is more important is that you create an interesting composition, an interesting sketch. And sometimes we can add more leaves, for example, or make some of them a bit bigger. Or, for example, like this one, I don't really like how this leaves in the reference touch each other. It's not that beautiful, so I make them cross each other, and I think it would be better. And then here we have a stem, and I see here also a leaf, a little bit different shape, I don't know, maybe. And a one here. Okay, and the last one, or at least for now, I don't know, maybe I need to add more. I think I want to add one on this side, just because otherwise it would be a little bit boring composition, so I add one here from my imagination and a one on this side. And then we can add more details, shadows. So even if this is all what we have already a pot with a plant, and it's recognizable. And this is why I always say, don't start with one detail somewhere. Always start with large shapes. Create the whole composition first, and then you can go over to adding details and adding shadows. I think shadows are even more important than the details. And I often hear from my students that they tend to add too many details, and honestly, I do the same. Maybe not that much as most of you do, but I think it's also something that it's in your character. Some people can stop when they only have a few lines on the paper, and other ones keep going and draw hours and hours. Just, I don't know, because it feels so important, I think, to add these details. It's not a bad thing. It just takes a little bit more time, or sometimes really much more time. Depends on how many details you add. Okay, so I think it's enough for now, maybe. Now I look at the pot. I see that this part is very, very dark. Can add more shade to it, more shadow. with hatching. Like this. Here also quite large shadow, and here we have this reflection on the pot, but I wouldn't actually draw it because it's very confusing for if you can't exactly draw the reflection, and I don't think it's achievable in a short period of time as we have. I would just skip it and add the shadow as we had just one light source on, for example, on this side. And it looks much better then. Much more appropriate for the viewer's eyes also. Here also some shadow. And of course, all the parts will have some shadow. And you can see that it adds volume to the pot, and that makes the sketch look much more interesting than a flat drawing without the shadow. The shadow always adds more interest. This is also something that we practice a lot in Breakwash Studio. I always say, don't forget to add shadows. And here a little bit less because it's a different part. We have here this part that we also can make a little bit more rounded. And one important thing, here we have backlight, so this is the reason why the shadow is on the other side, or on the close to us. I will, in my sketch, the shadow is on this side, so the drop shadow will also be more on this side. I don't care that much about the exact shape of the shadow. I usually it depends on the object, but in this case I don't think it's very important to draw the exact shadow. However, I think something like this will be great. Maybe some cross hatching. I would add, I don't know, some textures. And I'm actually pretty happy with this pot, bucket, whatever it is. It's a quick sketch. And I think it looks already quite nice. How are you guys? Me too. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Bianca, Anna-Marie. Okay, then I can stop. It's a shorter live stream today. And maybe also because it's less detailed. A less detailed object, and yeah, it's important not to draw very complicated to make very complicated sketches every single day. Also, we have now a little bit less than 2 weeks, I think, for sketching, and after that, I hope you will keep drawing. Maybe not every single day, but at least a few days in a week. So if you want to keep up with sketching more, then it's important to first to have references in advance, or just know maybe you have some I don't know, some objects in your house. Try to think in advance about what you're going to draw the next day. And also, it's important to keep it simple. So don't don't draw very complicated scenes. It's not necessary for practicing. The most important thing is that you draw consistently. And thank you for your comments. Yeah, so I think it's all for today. I want to ask you, actually, almost every day, I have a question for you. And today the question will be, we have already done 18 days of the Inktober, a lot of different references, different objects, different scenes. And I want to ask you to tell me what skill do you think you need to develop to sketch better? I think you already have an idea about that. What things are still difficult for you? When you draw this from these references, what do you think it will make your sketches easier, or your sketching process easier and sketches better? Yeah, I'm looking forward to your answers. Tomorrow, landscapes. Yeah, next month in Brave Brushes, Sabine, we will talk about landscapes with colored pencils, houses, proportions, people drawing. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Practicing lines. Oh my God, we have all of these tutorials in Brave Brush Studio, but you also can find a lot of things online, probably on YouTube. It's more, it will takes more time to find out where you can find these tutorials, but you can also just learn without becoming a member of whatever. But of course, if you want to get some structured information and structured tutorials, you're welcome in Brave Brush Studio. Okay, so that's all for today. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you very much for that. Also, if you post your sketch on Instagram, you can also, by the way, if you if you post your sketch on the Facebook group, also just tag me so I can see it. Uh, but on Instagram, it's Julia Henze _ Inktober. Of course, you, you already know it. Tomorrow's reference is a door again. There are a lot of doors this month. And yeah, that's all. Have a great day. Happy sketching, guys, and I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.